So we're at, I don't know if they call this Bushnell Memorial Cemetery, which is probably about an hour and a half away from where we live, and my grandfather is buried here. He passed away in '93, and he was 103 years old, so he lived a full, long life. I never know if I'm gonna get choked up or not. I get a little choked up. I think probably because I miss him, even though he's been gone for a long time, and I don't think about it much. And lately, I've been thinking about it, coming out and just visiting, kind of paying respects. It's a little bit of a drive, but it's something I've been thinking about a lot, and it might be nice to come out like once a year or something.
Did you forget you had a key?
Yeah, I guess I got a little sleepy, despite drinking a very large Coke.
We're still not awake yet.
So we were driving down the highway, and this highway is mostly just like trees and a road. There's like hardly anything here. And we saw this monstrosity. You see this like tail? You can tell from this direction what it is. It looks like a big dinosaur, right? With locusts on it. But from this direction, it doesn't have a head, because whoever's building it didn't finish the head part because it's missing. And there's no sign on it or anything. But it's pretty awesome. But from this direction, it looks like a wagon or something, because there's that big hole in the middle. Yeah, but we were coming down this way. This is all we could see, but it's pretty fascinating. This looks about life size. If I was to imagine how big a dinosaur was, this looks about the size of the dinosaur. I wish I could look up some info and find out who made this, but looks like it's made out of metal and some like stucco. Pretty awesome. Like chicken wire. That is cool. You don't see these very often in private property. Makes me wonder if the guy who was making it either ran out of money or just passed away or something. Pretty cool. Pretty awesome to be in the middle of a farm, a lot of cows and horse farms, and just to see this big monster out here in the middle of nowhere. Look at this, there's a whole bunch. See all those little things flying? They're like, wow, look at that. I don't know what they call it, but this is almost like a horde of locusts out here. I'm trying to get close to one, but they keep running away. You can see one that's kind of orangish right there. That little dude. Look at that little dude. It's pretty unusual for Florida, like where we're from, to see roads that are this steep. Wow. This road seems like it's really high, almost like a bridge. From where in Sarasota we drive, it's like
Flat.
very flat, and it's just very rare that you see a road go up like more than like 10 feet. Just very hilly. I think we're in Sumter County.
You're down.
Yeah. It's like a whole different world, just being maybe an hour and a half away from where we live. So we're on 41 right now. Actually really busy for a small town. Actually, probably at this exact moment is the busiest it's probably going to be all day, because there's a lot of cars. Just a second ago, it was just us. Anyway. I think this is Floral City, Florida, West Coast, and possibly the smallest gas station in the world. Possibly Rick's Gas here. I think it's been out of business for quite a little while. We were cruising down the road and I noticed this very tiny gas station. You can see the gas pumps are right here. Formerly Rick's Gas Station. I'm trying to get a little bit of a view from the side, you can see actually how looks like it's about 10 feet deep, the side of the building. I wonder if that's the only gas pump, only gas tank that he had. Obviously they're closed now, but they even have a little car lift, I guess, maybe for getting oil changes on the side. Instead of having an indoor building, they actually had a small place. And there's a little restaurant here. This is, I wonder if this is actually like called basically in the city, in town. It says Old World Gas Station. But we've been driving for, I'm trying to think, maybe about an hour through these little small towns here on 41. Like I said, it's the Floral City. We were just in Sumter County, or in, I don't know, it seems like you run through the town so fast. 1 minute you're in this town, 5 miles later you're in a different town, but still a pretty cool area. That's what the inside of a gas pump looks like, I guess. Basically some bunch of pipes. We're gonna go, I think we're gonna go check out this Old World restaurant to see if it's, we haven't passed the McDonald's or a Wendy's or a Taco Bell in quite a while, and I think we're getting hungry, so we might go to this restaurant and check that out. So we decided to eat some lunch at this Old World restaurant. It's called Old World Restaurant. You can see it is kind of old looking. Some of the furniture does remind you of like a little bit old world. So I talked to the lady who owns the place, and you can see there's some celebrity photos right up here. That's Vincent Price, and I don't know who the other guys are, but there are also some. There was a Dean Martin photo, like down this way. There was a Dean Martin photo and a Jerry Lewis. So I asked her what the significance of the photos were, because this one's actually signed Vincent Price, and it was her. She said it was her stepfather had a shoe store in L.A., Los Angeles, and when he retired, he moved to this area. I don't know if it was like right in this town, but he retired here. They opened this restaurant, and they're from Romania originally, which is pretty awesome that we're like in this country area, mostly like little farms and little houses and trailers and stuff. And you find that a restaurant where Romanian people run it, and it's not, you know, because if you're in the city, you know, you expect certain kinds of restaurants, Italian restaurant, Chinese restaurant, McDonald's, Burger King, and stuff, but you don't expect it driving down a country road to see a German restaurant with the ties to Hollywood and oh, you can't even get a shot of that. You can see it's signed. We're just outside this place that's like in the middle of nowhere, Mac's Place Bar and Grill. Kimmy's scared to go to the bathroom. It's not like it's some kind of. It's kind of like a biker bar. As soon as you walk in there, it's like tons of cigarette smoke just hit you in the face. But anyway, I was gonna go over there and look at this house over here. She wanted to go to the bathroom. She had to go to the bathroom really bad. And I was gonna go over there, wait for her to go to the bathroom, but she don't want to go in. What's the problem?
I can't just go along. Hey, could I use your bathroom?
So she was scared. Man, the smoke is just like, I feel like I'm still breathing the smoke right now. The smoke is so heavy in there. I guess in this city area, the smoke is not, people don't smoke as much, but out here it's like everybody smokes, I guess. Plus it's like, what time is it? Like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they're all in there drinking on a Sunday, so I guess it's just the culture here. It seems to me by just looking at this place that nobody's living here anymore because the porch is very slanted. I don't know if it's obvious, but it's like a lot of these places looks like they're almost falling down. Another giveaway to how old these things are is you look at the tile on the roof and it's kind of like a diamond shaped as opposed to being like kind of a square roof shingles. This is fascinating because I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this. Look at this place, it looks like it's a double, kind of like a duplex, and then these are like little single houses. Look at those little, look at the, can you see the fireplace? For some reason in the old chimneys, they had the cover over the top of like a bricked cover. we kind of drove by this little area right off the 41 here, where I saw this little blue house right here, and from the road, all you can see is like the top of the roof. It almost looks like it just collapsed right there. All you can see is just the top of the roof there. It's kind of weird, but there's a steep wall here, I guess. A steep wall that goes down, and the house is actually built like right next to the side of the cliff. It's really unusual. It's built right near the river here, but that's like really weird because the wall goes right up to the edge of the house. Strange. I doubt anybody is going to be living there anytime soon. Very pretty out here in this lake. I don't know what lake this is. I think we're in Inverness, Florida. Very pretty area. It looks like this building right here is empty too. Very unusual though. You don't see houses that are built like it's so hard to describe. It's like the land almost goes into the side of the house. It's unusual for an area like this. So basically, long story. Whoops, there goes the camera. Long story short, I wanted to come to the Dunellen area where my brother used to live. I would say the late 70s and 80s. I used to visit a lot in this general area. He had moved around a lot of places in this, I would say what am I trying to say? Inverness, like Orlando, Midway point. Anyway, we were cruising down this road right here, which is 41. And as soon as I saw this split in the road where it says Carl G. Rose Highway, I knew that this area is right down the street. I'm hoping to a place that I wanted to go to was one of the first places my brother moved to. It was called Indian Shores, like trailer park. So it seems to me that I have found the right neighborhood, which is called Indian Shores. And the giveaway that there's a sign out here, but all these streets have eagle, tomahawk, TP. They're all Indian themed. And what my memory is telling me, okay, so we're going way back. We're going back about almost 35 years. I'm going back to about 1980. This seems like the trailer that my brother lived in, because I remember it was oriented like sideways, because some of these trailers are actually going long ways this way. This seems like about right, because I think it was a single trailer. I have one photograph of this trailer. Maybe I'll have to go back and take it from the same angle, but the photograph was taken in the front yard right after my brother and I got his motorcycle stuck, and we had to walk back. It was right in the front yard. I wonder if any of these trees are the same, like maybe this oak tree. But this seems about right, because like I said, going back about 35 years, my memory, it used to have a sign that said Indian Shores out front. And if it said that, it would be automatic, but I actually went down the street. The streets are as I remember them. They went down, there's a lake on the left-hand side, and he had friends that actually lived on the lake. This seems about right. So right now we're at the VFW in Inverness, Florida. I'm not sure I'm sorry I don't remember the name of the road, but what is really important is there is a Huey helicopter, Vietnam era, right here in the parking lot. Let's back up and get the full effect of the helicopter. You know, a lot of times you'll see these helicopters, but they'll be all dismantled. You know, there won't be any blades on them. They'll kind of be all broken down. I don't know, it doesn't really say anything on the sign about it, but all I know is this is the first time I've ever been near a somewhat full, all the stuff in it. The window's a little scratchy there, but it's got the gauges in it, and you've seen these 80 million times on movies. It's got the control arm things, most of the stuff. The seats are in there. Look at that. How awesome is that? Feels like it's been a little while, but you can even look on the inside. There is the fuselage. You can go back to any movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger or Rocky movies or any of the new movies, and see people sitting in these things, shooting like an M50 or whatever, those machine guns out the side. Let's go around the other side. I'm like a helicopter fan. I think helicopters are really cool. You know, one of the things you don't really realize is how thin, listen to this, how thin the aluminum on these things are. Look at this. Can you see that? It's a very thin piece of aluminum that actually kept them. I don't know if the bottoms were armored at all, but there was really nothing to keep bullets from coming through these things. I mean, like, really, if you were a helicopter pilot, there's no protection, like zero protection like today's helicopters. I don't know if you can see it all in here. It's pretty awesome though. You can see the controls right there, the controls that the guy would operate with his hands, and the control stuff in there. Just an awesome thing. There's the engine back here. I'm sure the engine's probably not in there, but you can kind of see in this little compartment. I don't know what would normally have been back there. Maybe some kind of rotor or some kind of jet engine come out the back. But look how just darn heckin' awesome this thing is. I've never, like I said, I've never seen one in person, so I don't know what the scale size, but it seems a lot smaller in person. Like you were kind of packed in there. If you had 10 people or so, or I don't know if it was 10 or 6 or how many, but very nice memorial to a lot of the people that had to do with it. It does say it's a Huey helicopter, UH-1D, I guess it says, 1D. It's just a fantastic. I had to stop and get this. I would love someday to ride in one like that, because it's like the ultimate, I don't know what you call it, a juggernaut, or the ultimate ones. They still have ones flying today. It was one of the ultimate helicopters. Just an awesome thing to be able to come out here and see this. I am beside myself.